Hello again, this is Alexia. For today, we'll be looking at this lesson on comparing decimals using area models and number lines. We're going to go ahead and take a look at slide A, and we're going to be using another program called Padlet. Padlet is another great option. It's free. You can do a few collaborative boards for free, and then if you want to continue using more, you'll have to pay for a subscription. But you can always delete your Padlet pages and create a new one so that you don't have to do that. But it'll give you the option of taking these launch activities and making them interactive with your students. So let's go ahead and get started. So you're going to go to padlet.com, and then you could just sync your DOE account. So I'm going to use my Google, and it'll let you go right in. And I've already created one a little while ago, but I'm going to show you how to do a new one. So if we go ahead, we're going to make a new Padlet page. And for this one, so if we take a look at the lesson, it's what do you notice, what do you wonder, and then there's a third question, how would you use these area models to compare 1500ths and 5100ths? It might be a nice option to use the shelf feature so that it could create those columns for each of those questions. So I'm going to select that one. And you can come up with a title for this. So I'm just going to make it Notice and Wonder. Now you don't have to put in a description. You can put introduction / launch if you want. And over here, you're going to see that it has like this very long and confusing kind of address. So you can go ahead and click that and you can change it to something else. So maybe I'll make it Notice and Wonder. Oops. There we go. So the link that will take them straight to this page will be padlet.com/adolus2/notice and wonder. But you don't have to give them that. You can also connect it right to your Google Classroom. So that's a great option as well. So you could go ahead and play with the different features here if you want different wallpaper. They have different options here. So there's textures that you can do. You're probably going to want to choose something that's not so vibrant. You might want something that's a little easier on the eyes. And anyway, you could go ahead and alter the settings there. Now here, you might want to, again, you know your population better, but there's an option here for comments, so you can allow students to comment on work. You might want to put require approval. You might not want to. Again, that depends on your population. You might want to open that option of filter profanity, replace bad words with nice emojis. And here is also a nice feature on reactions. So you can allow students to like posts. So that's what I usually do, just have them be able to like. But again, there are other options here. You could have students put a thumb up or thumb down. They could rank the post from 1 to 5. So, again, I think probably the best one would be a like option. So we're going to be ready now to start. So the first column we maybe want to write, what did you notice? Then the next column, what did you wonder? And save. And then the last one will just go here, and I'll just copy and paste that. Third one. And save. So now we have our 3 columns here and ready to launch. So when we're ready to launch and have students see it, we could go here at the share button. Now there's some settings that I would recommend that you turn on. So you can copy link to clipboard. You can also, like I mentioned before, share on Google Classroom, so it can sync right to your Google Classroom, so they don't have to worry about typing in an email. You could also just copy link to the clipboard. And the last thing that I want to show you before we actually see what this could look like is click on Change Privacy. So I would recommend, but again, you don't have to, maybe have it password protected, but if you're doing it right through Google Classroom, that's fine too. But if you want the option of a password, you'll just type in the password here. So it could be like, I'll type in notice. And again, you're allowing students to write. So you don't want students to edit, but you want students to contribute and share what they notice, what they wonder, and answering that last question. You'll click on save, and it's ready to go. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you some of the features here, and then I'll give you some actual sample answers that students might use. So when students want to go ahead and post, they can press that little plus button, and there are a lot of different things that students can do. They can upload a piece of their work. They could record their voice. It actually gives them a drawing ability, so they can actually draw their work on here if maybe they don't have the option of using a camera to record. But there are a bunch of other features as well too. They can use the camera to take a picture. They can record their screen. They can also do a video, so they can create a video, and then they can add some different additional stuff as well. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at what this page could look like. So here's an example of what the page could look like. So a student here for the notice might jot something down showing their work here. Students can also record. So we can click on this to hear. So you can hear recording there. I'm not sure if you heard it. Let me try again. I noticed that there are more squares shaded in the second area model than the first area model. I noticed that. So students can also just jot down what they wonder. They could add a little GIF if they want to. And then you could also have students record a video. I would use the models to help me see which model has more squares shaded in. The area model with more would represent the greater number. In this case, 51 hundredths is greater than 15 hundredths, or 15 hundredths is less than 51 hundredths. Okay, so those are just some of the features that students could upload on their page. So each column scrolls separately. Again, students can go ahead. I have it set for adding comments and up and down, so they can go ahead and either like it or dislike it. But as you can see, each person's allowed to just vote one time on each. So I couldn't like click 2 times that I like it twice. And they can also leave a comment here and then post that comment. So again, it's a great, another great resource to use to share out ideas, or here for sharing their noticing and wondering and answering that question. So again, it's a great feature. I would strongly recommend that you use this, especially if you don't have a school subscription to like to Nearpod or Pear Jack. Anyway, that's the end of this video segment. I hope you found this tutorial on Padlet helpful. I'll see you next time.